going on, Daytona fans? It's Kevin here, and in this video I'll be talking about 5 cars that I hated growing up. Now these cars are based purely on looks and nothing about performance, nothing about reliability. It's just that as a child I loved looking at cars, but there were still definitely some that stood out in a negative way. I'm sure you guys have these too, so in the comment section below let me know what the cars are that you disliked growing up. Let's get started. So the first one I'm listing is not the best or the worst out of the bunch, just the oldest. And that's going to be the 1992 Hummer H1. Now, the Hummer has an amazing application in the military world, and I respect that. I respect the Hummer for what it is and what it's capable of. Unfortunately, it has no place in society. It's just too big, it's too wide, it's too slow, and I think it's just completely useless for a civilian world. Plus, it is just butt ugly. Now the second vehicle is going to be the 1993 Ford Escort station wagon. Before I spend a little time with this, I just want to let you know that I love station wagons. I think there's a place for them in this world. I think functionally, they are a very smart design. This one is no different as far as the functionality goes, but the styling of it is just bad. Brand new in 1993, it looked like a worn out baseball hat. In 2018, it looks like that baseball hat spent weeks in the dumpster and somebody picked it up and put it on. I mean, it's just not appealing back then, and it's extremely not appealing now. Chevy Aveo. Now, I'll be talking about the hatchback, although my argument could easily apply to the sedan, so let's just go with both. Now, the Chevy Aveo hatchback looks like a minivan that got shrunken down and then kicked in the stomach right after. I mean, this thing, it made me throw up a little bit in my mouth. That's how bad it is. And you know what? I still remember those commercials with the basketball players where they were sitting inside and the commercial made it look like it was a ton of space. And I feel really bad for those basketball players because that's on their resume for the rest of their lives. I mean, imagine after playing basketball and applying to a job and then they have to say, yeah, I was in a Chevy Aveo commercial. I wouldn't hire you. That's too bad. Now the next car is the 2000 Mitsubishi Eclipse. And I despise this car with a lot of passion. Definitely not the most passion, but a lot. And the biggest reason for that is the 1999 Mitsubishi Eclipse was such a grand slam. They hit this car right out of the park. Everybody loved it. The styling was phenomenal. And then in 2000, they decided to destroy the brand by releasing this piece of turd. And just every time I see it, I think, why Mitsubishi? You were doing so well. You were doing something right. And then you just had to go and shoot yourself in the foot. Now the last one, I passionately dislike. I've never liked it, and I never will. I wouldn't even drive it if this was the only thing in the world. I would rather walk, I would rather bike, I would rather crawl before getting into these things and using them on a daily basis. And that is going to be the Chrysler PT Cruiser, especially the convertible that looks like a shopping basket with that handle. I mean, it is just horrific to look at. I don't know how Chrysler decided to keep this car in production for, I believe, 10 years. I believe the production years was from 2000 to 2010. I mean, somebody had to have taken a crap and then let their kid play with it and then take it to Chrysler, and Chrysler approved it for 10 ugly years. No revision could make it look good. I've searched for custom PT Cruisers where people, customize it and make it look better. And yeah, they do look better, but they still look horrible. And that's not saying a whole lot because there's just nothing you can do to these cars to make them an acceptable car in this world. I wish during the years of the clunker years that the PT Cruisers were mandatory to be crushed, because I would be so happy never ever to lay eyes on one again. Alright Daytona fans, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon. That'll be it for this video, but before you go, in the comment section below, let me know what kind of car or cars that you grew up despising. And again, please keep in mind that these cars have to be just based on their looks. As a child, I knew nothing about performance, nothing about reliability. I just disliked them purely based on design. So when you make your comments, please keep that in mind. Until the next video, have a great day. Peace.